want you to join me. Don't just watch me like a spectator. I want you to join me and give the Lord your praise. Some of you may be here tonight. You may have some stuff going on. But the Bible says that what we say, when praise go up. Amen. So I want you to join me. Whatever part of Cameroon you may be from, there's going to be something for you tonight. So feel free to join me and just dance. Dance your praise. Dance your worship. Dance your problems. Dance your joy. Hallelujah. Amen. DJ, let's go.
Oh left your glorious crown to wear a crown of thorns. You paid the debt that no one could pay. How can I bless? I just bless you, Father. How can I bless you, oh my Lord? You left your glorious crown to wear a crown of thorns. How can I bless you, oh my Lord? How can I dance for you? How can I shout for you, Lord? How can I bless you, oh Jesus? Your glorious side was there to take away my sins. How can I thank you, oh my Lord? Take with me. How can I bless? How can I bless you? Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. All the good things you have done for me. How can I bless you, oh my Lord? I will sing praises and shout to your name. I will glorify your name, Jehovah. You have done good things for your children, Lord. Yeah. Come on. Come on. What a good God that we have. He is a loving Father. He is our refuge. He is our anchor. Come on. Hands. Your hands. He has done marvelous things for us. He has done miraculous things for us. We will all lift up our voice and shout a shout of victory. Hallelujah. How can I bless you? Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. All the good things you have done for me. How can I bless you, oh my Lord? I will sing praises and shout to your name. I will glorify your name, Jehovah. You have done good things for your children, Lord. Yeah. Come on. Aha. Cameroon people sing for Jesus. And I'm gonna shake my body for him. Come on. He is wonderful, friend. Hallelujah. Aha. Hey. Come on. Hallelujah. Shake. There is none like him. Shake. Shake. He is Jesus. Shake. He is El Shaddai. Shake. The big-breasted one. Shake, shake, shake. He is Elohim. Our creator. He is Jehovah Rapha. He's been our healer. He is Jehovah Nissi. Jump for him. He's our banner. And his banner over us is love. Come on. Shut that banner for him. Hey. Hallelujah. Let's sing him for Jesus. Oh Lord. Come on. We have come from all the corners of Cameroon to thank and to offer sacrifices of praise to you, Jehovah. Come on. Receive it, Lord. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. es bon, Seigneur Dieu. Tu es bon, Seigneur Dieu, pour toujours.
Tu es bon, Seigneur Dieu. Tu es bon, mon sauveur.
Tu es bon, Seigneur Dieu. Tu es bon, Seigneur Dieu, pour toujours.
Tu m'as donné le salut. Je suis sauvé par ta grâce et grâce.
Tu es bon, Seigneur
carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we want to know who owns the land. I want to know who owns the land. Aslan, hey, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan. We must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. Soweto want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Papa Slam. Now listen to the history. With the years since creation. With the years since creation. What else do I know? Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and seas. Since the time of men and things. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. And then we must rule our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh! Okay now. Now I want to talk to my people. Ira Daniela, oh, Ewolo. Yeah, Ira Daniela, oh, Ewolo. Now we are the crossroad. On the Pembo, Dambila. Every fellow of Danita. On the Pembo, Dambila. Oh, Palimu Mega Baba. Yeah, oh, Palimu Jasu Yaraka. Yeah, Palimu Zizanya Vetonye.
Ambazonia. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Welcome to ABC Amber Television as we keep on asking the question, who owns the land? We want to know who owns the land. And that land, of course, is the land of Ambazonia, the former British territory called the Southern Cameroons. We will keep on asking that question until we possess it. It's a song of faith in which we believe as we sing and ask the question, the powers that be will deliver by God's own grace that piece of territory and the people onto our hands. Good evening, welcome, thanks for joining, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be one of those packed full broadcasts, and today, na Pidgin English. Today, na Pidgin English, I go come for one. So, when I join, when I don't already join, maybe when I go ahead, please, when I hit that share button, I want to see at least 2,000 people, 2,000 people for this platform, Facebook platform, this evening. And of course, we know possibly millions are watching from ground zero. And of course, those of you for Europe, for all of the rest of Africa, and Canada, America, South America, they welcome all on a trong. Today I make one and all laugh my pigeon, okay? All right, I do the best that I can. It's been a long time. So please, as when I join, when I go ahead, when I share button, invite everybody who should be on this platform today. Me, I bring one a very exciting information about. We're going to be talking about the coronavirus. Will they declare lockdown? Of course, we don't already declare them, but it never go into effect yet. We never start yet. It will start on Wednesday. On Wednesday, this broadcast will be very important for people them where them day for ground zero. We want make this news is spread. Make the news is spread for all man where a day for ground zero. We will declare a lockdown where it will start on Wednesday for this coronavirus. I will come for that one, and I will talk more. About it. So please, 700 people quickly in the next 3 minutes so that I start this broadcast with the news where I bring them. Today, I will be joined by one of our sisters who will be like a specialist in California for coronavirus. Let me sure I call it treatment. There is no treatment for this. You get better where we go use them. But Maya Manka will join me. Maya Manka is license, what do you call it? What is nursing practical? What? Going off my head, but we'll get there. Nursing practical nurse, I think so. Then I will be joined later for the day with our own Vice President, Dr. Abongwa, all the way from Italy. We know which way Italy it don't go through for this coronavirus, and he is in fact a surgeon in Italy. So he will come with very good experience for pass out to our people, not just for ground zero, but every one of our people were there in the diaspora too. So again, Dr. Abongwa, our Vice President, he will join. Then, of course, our own Secretary of Social Services for the interim government, Dr. Tita, who is a pharmacist, will also join the broadcast along with our Vice President, Dr. Abongwa, later around the second hour of the program. So please, I give one a few minutes to hit the share button, invite everybody who should be on ABC. Tell them, the anchor man is here. So please hit your share button, and in the meantime, let me see who is joining. Let me see who is joining. And I see Glory. I cannot pronounce the first two names. Glory, I see you. Dorothy Ngwa, I see you, ma'am, all the way from the great state of Maryland. King Roko, thank you for joining, sir. I see you too. I see Mamba Pekin Sepsep is always here. Ladies and gentlemen, I need these numbers to rise up rapidly, to increase rapidly. We're almost at 600. In the next 2 minutes, let's hit the 700 so I can start talking about what I come for talk today. Okay? I see Alinu, Frank Bell. He says, increase the volume, so mine is low. Is that true? I thought I have just good enough volume here. Please let me know. Confirm that you can hear me 5 on 5 out there, because I think I have quite a good volume here. In the rush, I see you. Welcome, Chris. Your outfit is what? I missed that. Your outfit is wonderful. Thank you, Rush. This is not my trip to Guayamone. I just want to know so. All right. See Fidelia, Amber. I see you, sir. I see also Fon, Anwi. Volume is good. Thank you. Martin, Ayim. Thank you, sir, for joining. Help us. I see you. I see also Desmond, Laughlin. Oh, I see Ren's class. So the volume is best. Thank you. Julius Stepan. Volume is very good. Okay. Thank you. Vivian. And I got volume good. Okay. I see Frank Best. 5 on 5, sir. Okay. Wonderful. Please, we are less than 100 people to hit 700 in the next 1 minute. The next 1 minute, when I hit that share button, make this thing reach 700 on Facebook so that I feel start. I'll be very, very, very excited for come for Wona today. All Wona for Ground Zero. All Wona for Diaspora. This coronavirus, now one plague, where if it make or mar our revolution. Again, when I hear me well, this coronavirus, now one epidemic that if it mar this struggle after we don't fight for 4 years, over 12,000 people, they die. If we not be handle them right, if it mar this revolution. I want to imagine, say La République du Cameroon, they rejoice, because you know why? I had come for that topic. We want to hold on, hit your share button, we are almost there, so that I feel start. So, again, go ahead, hit on the share button. I will talk about the coronavirus. I get some very, very important announcement for Meckham. Before this program is over. If I have some little time at the end of the day, I will open the phone lines for take one phone calls, take one suggestions, take one comments, take one views, anything about coronavirus. And of course, I will open those phone lines to the doctors, to the experts, where them don't join me today for this broadcast. So ladies and gentlemen, hit your share button. We are almost there. Go ahead and you hit your share button. It be a wonderful pleasure for come to you today. In the coming days, ladies and gentlemen, I will have Cardinal Toomey right here on ABC. I may not announce it. You may not see a poster. But one of these days, before this week is finished, I go host Cardinal Toomey for ABC. I think it'll be an opportunity for talk to him and ask him. It don't be for the scene for so long. It don't be in the middle of this Amazonian crisis conflict for a long time, and it don't be very, very influential for the kind decision them well out of a plate. Then they take them for Ground Zero. And some of those positions them where Toomey don't take them, they don't be controversial. They don't be controversial. Someone they not be controversial. For example, the census, the pool, where it be pay conduct them where it talks 60 something percent of Ambazonians, no, 90 something percent, I think it was 92, I guess, they won their independence. So now some of the good things where you don't do them, be that. I go bring him, it will come on one of these days, before this week it be over. I know I announce them again, but before this week it be over, Cardinal Toomey, it will be here on ABC live from his abbot in Douala for talk about what they go on. And he will also talk about this so-called special status, where he be one of the person where government, La République government, the colonial government, you don't choose them, make a be on the panel of implementation. Whether them they implement now with you, he will come tell us. So we want to get ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we don't hit that number pass already. We're going almost to 800. Thank Una so very, very, very much. Thank Una so very, very, very much for joining the broadcast, especially when I want to be for Ground Zero, where when I watch from Boya, from Victoria, from Bamenda, Abakwa, from K-Town, from Kumbo, Tiko, from Libialem, of course, if anybody is there. Those of when I want to watch from Boya, from Moyuka, from Munyenge, from Bali, from Batibo, from Kugwe, from every nook and corner in Jikwa, Ingi, Ngwo, and all those areas. I know Ambazonia very well, ladies and gentlemen. I know those places very, very, very well. So I fish done for you name all those places, but I know if it name all for secret time. So, but a time when we wanted to tune in at the years when ABC Day on live like this for Ground Zero, people for these places that they gather in their numbers, then they gather in their numbers for watch ABC here with where it go on for the revolution. I want to thank Una on behalf of this interim government, the People's Interim Government, PIG. When you see that board and for social media, the right PIG, it means a People's Interim Government. People's Interim Government. Now the name be that. All right. So again, all for America, and also when I pack for America like sardine, and I greet all when I watch, and Europe too. When I also pack for there like sardine or like Samsung. I welcome all and Canada, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec, yes, all those places. Calgary, plenty for there too, where. And of course, South America. Thank one very much. I forget ground one. I want for thank one or two. I think one of the persevere the most in this struggle, because I don't be refugee like Wona. No. Many people don't know. I might tell one a small story. I don't be refugee like Wona. For that same ground one, where when I did there, I don't be refugee for there. In 1992, I be write book, Criminal at the Presidency. You know what them do? They give me a warrant of arrest from Yaoundé. So I get for come out for the run. I come out for Ground Zero, I run. I go live for Ground One for 5 good years like refugee. I mean a re-registered refugee with UNHCR. That was in 1994. Yeah, 1994. As a registered refugee with UNHCR. So, thing where I go through for that, when I tell us how when I struggle, when I suffer, I understand. Me, I know them. Because you never know something until you walk through that road and you know how painful it is. So I really want to appreciate all Wona for Ground One. And especially Singer, the organization where they do so much, and Bazonia organization where they do so much for take care, for organize our people them for Ground One. I want when I know say on behalf for this interim government, we thank all of Wona and we ask all Wona for continue for the persevere. Liberation will come, our freedom it will come, but sometimes it need trials, perseverance like the one we go through now before we get for there. So all Wona for Ground One, when I don't abandon Wona homes, when I don't leave family, when I don't lost when I don't lost everything when I be getting for Ground Zero. In fact, many of when I there for Ground One because when I not still get anything for Ground Zero. But I assure Wona, because we have Wona in mind, and we have every suffering Ambazonian in mind. If every man a compromise for this revolution, if every activist turn away from this revolution, they are sure When I don't lost everything, say a few of us go there here where they stand, where they stand, where they stand for Wuna. It will not get independent. No one will cut my two hands if it was sign any document where give Southern Cameroon independence. That is a promise I they give Wuna. We'll never leave Wuna alone because we don't see Wuna suffering. We too will suffer for year. We will struggle for year. But we know say Wuna on suffer. It pass the one where we get them for year. At least for year we get better with the sleep. After we do all these things, we still go sleep. We still go find good food we eat. But when I day for day, it not be easy like that. But we want make when I know we get on our back. We hold on our back. We they look on our back. Make when I ignore all the talk where when I hear, all the enablers where when I see, all the Congo side where when I hear for all over the place. Make when I ignore all of that. We did here, we focus. We did here, we focus. And we promise we go do our best. This interim government will go do our best. Our best. When they read say Dr. Samuel Sako go sign with La Republic say made a great federation. When I not take that empty talk. Some people will call me talk say Secretary Chris, why you know if you go outside, go debunk that thing them. If not lie, why you not go talk about it? I don't need for waste time. Hello? I don't need for waste time. Come out begin debunk nonsense. Well, when I know say now people the way they get wound for their head, they talk that kind of talk. Yeah, people they get wound for their head. Every falsehood and nonsense talk, trash talk when they hear out there, will not get time here for come out begin debunk them because will not be knowledgeable and smart enough for know who they talk through. Some people them day for this struggle where when I not even need for when I hear them talk, when I just know immediately say no one thing there where if you take them from them for put them outside there. So I don't know why I start say all this. I know we plan for say all this, but I just want to show appreciation on behalf for this interim government for all Wuna, for Wuna suffering and perseverance for ground one and for ground zero. Okay, now after I don't talk that one, this coronavirus thing now a very, 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 very critical situation where they go on for all over the world. In fact, we'll never ever see any epidemic, any plague. I call it a plague. You remember how in the Bible, when the children of Israel, they left Egypt, going to the promised land. Before them, they come up for Egypt. Pharaoh, it don't tighten your heart. Say, ain't no going to leave the children of Israel, make them come up for Egypt, go to their freedom. When I know where God be do, God be release plague after plague, plague after plague, plague after plague upon the people of Egypt, just for Pharaoh for allow the Israelites to leave Egypt to the promised land. Now that plague in Egypt affected every household. You remember the Passover lamb where God be talk for the children of Israel. Made them slaughter animal. Take the blood of those lamb them. Go put them on top of their doorposts. God be talk say, before I will release Wuna, I will pass through Egypt. For sure, Pharaoh, say me I get power, passy. When I pass through Egypt, when I see the blood on top of any door, I will know say that the Israelites them there inside that house, and I will pass through and I will touch them. Now so God will do. And when God will do so, he released those plagues and the Egyptians them die in their numbers. Now what is happening today in the coronavirus, ladies and gentlemen, is similar to what happened in Egypt. Every nation, this thing began for China. Now every country in the world is affected. The poor and the rich nations, they will be affected. Almighty America. The other day, 2 days ago, I saw a statement, a comment from the American Embassy for Yaoundé, where them to call upon their citizens for Yaoundé, for La République and Ambazonia, say, if you want leave, come, free plane a day. Free plane a day, come enter the plane. This plane it will take on back to America. I have never seen anything like this. I have never seen anything like this. You get money, you know be safe. You know get money, you know be safe. Because this corona thing no be about who rich and who poor. Come to them where they get money for produce the vaccine, for produce medication where if it cure them, they don't know what to do. Then they still experiment for find out. More fear God. So, this coronavirus, a day like a plague. And that is why it be very, very important. Say, we for ABC, we did dedicate time. We did dedicate time for come educate una, for come tell una, especially when I there for ground zero, waiting for do. It be very, very important. And so, in that note, I want to announce beginning on Wednesday, beginning midnight on Wednesday, 12 a.m. on Wednesday, this interim government, it don't declare our international borders locked down. That means our borders with La République du Cameroon, they will be completely locked down, completely sealed. That means when those borders they be sealed, they be locked down, nothing, it no will enter Ambazonia from La République, and nothing, it no will come out Ambazonia into La République. Equally, on the other side, with Biafra, Nigeria, we will allow the border for that side, for Nigeria, to be partially, now understand the word partially, that means not a complete lockdown for our border between Ambazonia and Nigeria, and it will be completely locked down. The reason, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we allow only a partial lockdown of the Ambazonian and Nigerian border is because, number one, we know say now for them, most of our refugees, them there. Number two, if we need some kind of supply, now for them, it come out. Now for them, it come out. So a lot of things, logistics, it come from there. So we go get, beginning on Wednesday, April 1st, the border with La République du Cameroon is completely shut down. Now, we want every motorist, we want all motorists. If you say you no go listen to this instruction, if you say you no go listen to this instruction and you decide for carry your motor enter road, say you to go Douala, or say you to come out Douala, come for Tico, for Victoria, for Boya, for Kumba, Manfe, wherever, and your motor will be destroyed because Ambazonia Restoration Forces them go enforce this lockdown. Them go enforce this lockdown to the list. So no talk say ma Ross go for you get between today, between this time up to Wednesday morning to return from Douala or to go to Douala. And if you go Douala, you return from Douala, no say you know to go back. Now this lockdown it be indefinite. That means say it no get day where at the end. It no get day where it go end. It will be indefinite. The lockdown will be indefinite until we see and say the situation for the coronavirus it don't they improve. Until we see and say it don't they improve worldwide. So let me read this. The air, the maritime, that means either air transportation by helicopter, by aeroplane, by water, sea, flying boat, and so on, and land borders of the Ambazonian National Territory with the neighboring La République du Cameroon, will be completely closed down from 12 a.m. April 1st. Completely closed down from 12 a.m. April 12th until further notice. Until further notice. Whereas the borders with the neighboring Federal Republic of Nigeria will be partially closed, with transit granted only to transportation of, I think they mean elementary products, health facilities, and the operators of recognized humanitarian organizations. So, when we talk, say, no transportation, no motor transportation, humanitarian services, they will be excluded. Yes, all recognized humanitarian organization where them don't they do business, operate for Ambazonia, they will be exempted. That means when emergency there, or you see a motor outside where it be labeled as a humanitarian organization, no say them be allowed for operate. And also hospitals, them they will remain open. Now I want to understand one thing. This lockdown, it not be lockdown like the other kind lockdown them what we don't do them before. This one a different kind lockdown. The other lockdown them we do them for punish the Republic. But this lockdown we do them for help ourselves, for help our families, for prevent, for stop this coronavirus from affecting any of our family members. This one now for us, now for protect us, not before punish the Republic as before. That is why we talk say inside Cartier them small shop we not talk say they close. We not talk say shop them close. But big market them for Bamenda, for Kumba, for Victoria, for Boya, all that big market them. We talk say make them close for your own interest, for your own benefit. Make every big market a be closed. It be very easy as our expert they will come tell you say it will be very easy for cash that coronavirus inside market, inside bar, inside church. And this one be very important. Churches make them take note. And I want me when I know say I be pastor too. For work with God, for serve God, not in the inside some building. People fit be anywhere, still have their relationship with God. So these few weeks or maybe 1 month where we talk about, we not want church make a put anybody here life at risk for talk say, oh, we must have service. Churches when I fit decide do home Bible studies, collect your offerings through the house or the home groups. If when I gather for houses like 5 or 10, that one it be okay. But when I know say even when I gather, when I still get for keep a distance from one another. So churches please, unless you're a church now 10 people they inside, that one they okay. But we encourage every church, whether Catholic, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Baptist, whatever, anything when a church, even the mosque, if you're a mosque and they gather more than 10 people, again, we ask when shut them down for this period. Now for our own safety and protection, when I take this one very seriously. This thing it never reach our territory. But at the time when if we keep on for this level where it is now, we will benefit a lot. We see for England the other day, over 1,000 people die for one day. We see for Italy over 900 die for one day. We see for Spain over 700 die for one day. For America here, them don't they die pass for Spain, pass for Italy, pass for even this London. My brothers, my sisters, the problem for this sickness, I say, it not get vaccine, no vaccination, no day, no treatment, no day. That is why I be talk say whether you be poor man or rich man or you there in trouble if you catch that disease. So when I stay away from crowd, stay away from market them, stay away from churches, Churches, they feel organize themselves, have home fellowships for a moment, just for a moment. When it is all over, the churches and the mosques, they are all open again. The bars will be open again. The markets will be open again when all these things be done. But hospitals, pharmacies, humanitarian organizations, they get for do business. If you get your small shop inside Cartier, we'll not talk to me you lock your shop. You get your small shop for corner road, we'll not talk to me you lock them, may you close them. But we'll talk say, be very, very careful, no agree, make more than 10 people or even 5, make them gather together for your place. Because you say when you open that shop, if you bring them inside, can't give you. And make you remember, cure never be. All right? Now, point number 2 for this thing, before I bring it, Mayamanka here. Point number 2 for this lockdown, it say, there shall be strict restrictions of movement within the national territory of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. All public transportation by buses and taxis, as well as all inter-county transportation, are prohibited. This one means say, no, you know that this one means say you not fit commode Bamenda. Say make you go for Kumbo. You cannot. You will, if you there for Bamenda, you get for stay for Bamenda. You there for Kumba, not talk say you want go Moyoka, not talk say you want go for Boya. If you there for Boya, not talk say you want go for Victoria or you want go for Kumba. If wherever you there, stay there. Okay? And it be very important too. All public transportation by buses. We no one see any bus where they carry people, even if that bus carrying a one person. We no one see them for road. The only thing where it be allowed for road, now Okada. The only thing where it be allowed for plow the road, now Okada. And that Okada, if it only carry one person. That Okada, if it only carry one person. And that one person must be a person where maybe you want to go buy something for shop. Maybe you want to go for hospital. Maybe you get some emergency for go visit somebody. So Okada them, not if carry more than one person. We no one make taxi they there for road. We no one make buses them there for road. Okada fit only carry one person. And again, if you they enter any Okada, if you they go any place, this safety now mostly your own. We want you for take this warning very, very seriously, because now about you. As I be talked before, this lockdown is not being for punish lot of public as we used to do before. This lockdown now for prevent this bad sickness from attacking any one of you out there. Them docs say prevention will be better than cure. So, transportation by motorbikes carrying not more than one passenger will be allowed if justified by reasons of health or procurement of very vital needs. Okay, I don't read that one. Then the last point, all public gatherings with more than 20 people, I don't already talk this one. All gathering, churches, mosques, bar, nightclub, market, they all be prohibited. When I say market, I mean big market. You get your small store for corner road, for quarter, you be allowed to open your shop for where they for inside Cartier for quarter, or your small thing where you sell them for corner road, you be allowed for open and make sell. But big market them, like market for Fish Pond Bamenda, Fish Pond they call it, market for Bamenda, market for Quen, market for Kumba, market for Boya, market for Victoria, all those big market, Tico, Manfe, everywhere, those big market where they be every day, they will be shut down just for this moment. Again, I know if you say the one, I know if you talk this one enough. No man because one may when I suffer, now because we one may when I be protected. When I see I'm say for America, I be showing a picture the other day for America. I show when a picture for London. I show when I Italy. The whole country be shut down when I not see no one motor for road. When I not see no one motor for road. Them know where to where they do. Them not be foolish. Them not be stupid. So now you want me when I know for so that when I fit protect when I serve. So when I feel protect when I serve. Now this thing they be very important. And by zone, the only people where they be allowed to have a free movement. Now the restoration forces. The restoration forces, they will move around secretly as they normally do, for make sure say no buses at the worker, no market, they open. Them go enforce this law. Restoration forces, them go enforce this law. We will talk more, ladies and gentlemen, in the course of this program. But for this moment, I like bring in Ma Manka, who is joining me all the way from the great state of California. Ma Manka, it's good to see you and have you here again, ma'am. Good morning there. Right? It's still morning, am I correct?
It is still morning, and good morning to you, to Chris, Secretary Chris.
Thank you.
It's almost midday down here in California.
Thank you. Now, that your title again is nursing practical what?
I'm a nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner. Thank you. Yes, that is the title. Nurse practitioner. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. You are a bundle of experience as far as this coronavirus thing is concerned, because right now you live your day working on taking care of victims of this virus over there for California. And we'll be very glad because you'll be in that position where you get first-hand knowledge, first-hand information for give our people for ground zero and of course for ground one, and not just ground one, all of the diaspora, because again, you have first-hand knowledge, because you are working on this thing. I think you told me you are ahead of something in your area. Can you tell us what you're ahead of?
So I am in charge of about 1,400. So just say 1,500 people, or let me say clients or patients who are coming out of jail. If we Sabi, I for speak for Pidgin, you will not forgive me because my Pidgin over good. So if we say people they don't discover say a lot of the people where they for jail, then be at a very high risk of the one day where if that coronavirus reach for them, they plenty go die.
Okay.
Because they be in a confined environment. That means say when man day for jail, window not over there where they feel they breathe, they close to each other, the bed where they sleep, they be close to each other, just like for Kondengi or any other jail for Cameroon, where all people then they are the same for the same place. Now the situation. So because this they go on, and since I've been a nurse practitioner, I've been very involved in the group of people then where we make policy where it affect these individuals for the jails. Mm-hmm. So all the policies where they come from the Department of Public Health, from the government, from Department of Health Services for Los Angeles County, me I be involved because now we implement them now for make sure say all these people that when they come out where they did in those jails, they don't catch that virus. Right Wonderful. Now, the plan I said they move all them out of jail.
When I don't get any, so far, any infections in jail in California?
For now, for Los Angeles, we never get, but we get people that when they get symptoms, where they still test them.
Okay.
So that means, say, if anybody get any symptom, we get to already just assume, say that person it get the virus, and then it means that we go put it in isolation, and then we test them. So by the time we test them, we find out, say, the virus not negative. Then before we go leave it, make it join for the regular population. But right now, the way California, they actually want to prevent this problem. I say that they release all people where they there for jail. They put all of them out. Because now serious problem. Yes.
They release them, let them go, or they release them to where?
They let them go. They let them go. Last week, now 1,000 people, they believe them, they go.
So this last week the state of California decided to release over 1,000 of its prisoners. Los Angeles County. Okay.
Yes.
Now you talk about
plenty, except the very serious crime people.
Right.
Not only the very serious, they want to reduce the population of the people who they date for jail, because some people they were in mental health. Some of them, they were in a small crime where they commit. So no reason for lock up these people. They end up die for jail because they catch coronavirus, where they before release them, they go out, so be safe.
So now you talk about testing. I was listening to the medical director for Victoria for the case where they be suspect them, say get the coronavirus for Victoria. He talk say, no, the case it not be get, that person it not be get the virus, it will only be a suspect. But one thing where it be amaze me from what where he be talk. He talk say them get for send the test for Yaoundé. Now Yaoundé will conduct the test before then send them result back to Victoria. My question be say, how terrible it will be. I mean, our people don't, if they have it, how do they even know? How do they even know say them get them in a situation where they not even test them in 1 week, in 2 weeks, even sometimes 1 month?
You know, that one a very, very a good question, Secretary Chris. Now the reason that way I go tell when I think them way when I get for apply for ourselves, for all of us, even me, as I sit down for here, every morning when I wake up, the first thing I did ask myself and I say, how me I did feel? I did feel sick, your body. So that means that if when I did all when I for house, we picking them, when you wake up for morning, the first thing when you don't check yourself, be say, you go ask your picking them the same question. You did so you did feel fine, you did feel any aches for any part of your body, you get any fever, cough. These three main questions. When you want to go for bed again, same thing you go ask yourself, you check your body. I did so I did get any aches for anywhere. I don't start cough. I get fever. If I get the fever, it don't get worse. If I cough, is the cough don't get worse. I don't can get short when the talk say short for breath. Now for here, it means say you want speak, you don't even finish your sentence. You're gonna like you're not gonna be able to complete your sentence. You're gonna always cough to a point where you know even catch your breath. That one now the way where would you describe how serious way the cough be. The fever now the one where you go to sweat, when you get chills, where your clothes they soak. If you sabi that kind of fever where bad malaria they catch you, so now the kind of fever where would you talk I'm not in that. So that means that people then for Victoria, they be suspect. The thing I say, when you suspect, when you get fever, the reason that way would they tell you, say me, you check your skin for morning and for evening and check all your family, ask them those questions. Now for say, when you identify, say you get even a mild fever, you don't start cough small, you treat them immediately. All we know say, when sick enter your skin, If you no go treat them, you begin delay. That sick feel continue reach some point where it go instead kill you now for kill them. Now they saw where this virus did. And then it gets some people then where they like older people, if you don't be above 65. For me, I go talk say for country, if you be above 50, me, you take them very seriously. If you the toxic person where like you see some part where any man where they smoke cigarette, me take them very seriously because it don't along the dog already damaged. If we see person where it be don't get that HIV virus, me take me seriously. Or last time where I be talk about pregnant women, me you take them seriously. When I talk serious, take them seriously. I say wait, you go check your body like with I don't give you those three things: cough, fever. The fever where it going to be the one where they give you that kind malaria kind fever. If you no go wait to that point, that kind malaria fever you go. If the fever be the one where when you treat them with Tylenol or paracetamol for country, if you take paracetamol, your fever go down good. You no want go for hospital too early because plenty people they go there where they feel instead give you more sickness. So we say you and your family when I stay for house. You know, say some other thing there for we way I want really bring them up for country way. When man is sick for country, when people don't know the one really go for you, the person go start feel bad. It go instead the talk say when I don't begin run away from me. This one not time where all we instead therefore protect each other. Papa, mommy, picking them. Me we know say we need our generation for continue. We divide war way because we want come out for this war way we will be a better society. So that means say all we need to begin protect each other. So that means we will get a generation in the future.
Now,
remember, say Papa and Mommy.
On that note, when I be the talk with you, you would tell me say villages, rural areas, and so on, less populated areas, least populated areas, they be the most important places. Tell our people where they should be for this kind situation like this, where they be less susceptible to attacks.
Thank you. Village for we in a better place. So when I don't hear say Wednesday, now the last day for any man for waka for move from one area to the other. Me, I don't already hear say plenty people they don't begin leave city them like Yaoundé and Boyade and Douala. They come them back for Amazonia land. Now good thing that, but please make sure say you do them before that day. Even a good thing, it go fine only if you for your house. You stay away from everybody because we know say you come out Douala or Yaoundé where they get plenty that infection for them. So that means say when you reach for your house, you go tell family, I beg, I no one hug with her now. It no be say me I no like una, but me at least I protect na una so that una no catch this illness. That means say I get for sit down for some room at least 2 or 3 meters away from everybody. So that after I don't check, say me and I wake up that morning, I check myself for morning, I check myself for evening. And when I don't get those symptoms for 14 days, then me, I go come out before I begin socialize with winner. So
when you talk about,
even though
Doug, when you talk about socialize, how for things like cry die or somebody die,
no
what do they
cry
do?
Die. Because when I know if you go for cry die anymore, we not already here. They tell when I say maximum people where they stay for one side now 10 people. But even when I did together 10, it means when I get for space when ourselves 2 meters apart. 2 meters apart. Because me I tell you when I something that virus. If you expose yourself where you know wear that mask, and I know say plenty people for whom no wear get mask, they no get wrapper for tie their face.
Right.
It means say just for 2 minutes, if you expose 2 minutes where you know wear mask, when you not protect yourself, somebody cough for you, you not wash your hands after you go hang around with them, you go come back, you will get infected. So now 2 minutes, when I think 2 minutes, if you look for your watch, just this time where I take for explain this one topic, it already passed 2 minutes. So that means say you need to stay away from each other. And we know how when we do country, no be the spacing, not be na 6 meters or 6 feet as they talk for here.
Okay.
Maybe I go back for that one for Victoria, Chris.
Yes.
That Victoria issue, that doctor, if we say maybe they be at first the person become with serious symptoms, they treat them.
Right.
As they treat them, it is reduced. When the coronavirus, when the one way it go kill you, when you treat them, no symptom, no they reduce. You go progress to the point where you no go breathe and you go die. So maybe they put coronavirus, but it no be that one way it go kill you. Because you physically get them symptoms, and if they catch them, they treat them in time, your symptoms they go away and you go survive. But if that one way it go kill you, even no matter how much treatment. And just like for here, we know that I really believe that they don't get the test them for those places, for Limbe. So if Limbe don't get them, just imagine the other places where them two don't get.
Right.
So I believe say all testing now for Yaoundé. So that means say imagine somebody don't they, if you come up for your house with mild symptoms, you go sit down corner somebody where they wait for now to the test for you. I know how that country they work. That country, it means say the results they will come back now 1 month even.
Right,
because
right. And many people would have died.
Exactly. So your best bet, family, we will start educate each other. If you stay for village now, harvest your chop, stay you for house. Keep una for house. If anybody come from city, say you want come back for day, una keep it away from una for 14 days. After 14 days, he no start coughing, he no start getting that fever, una leave and make it come for among una. This not time for protect each other. And me no man, if you see anybody where he start tell you say, how you leave me, I come for you. That man no like you. That woman no like you. That brother or sister no like you. If you get person where is sick, you're gonna have you get for wear your gloves. You're gonna tie your face, get wrapper, wrap your face well.
Right.
When you there inside that isolation, when I go cook chop, go give them for you inside that room. Or for which side way they when you want to go close for you, make sure you cover your face. And people the way they get illness, me they know they cough anyhow. Time now, when I be there young, we be to protect each other. Time don't reach say me we as we define this war, we define our war because we say we want to be unique or protect each other. This not the right time for proof for each other. Say we love each other and we want to protect each other for the future. So that means say if you get sick, you get to keep your family alive. So that means you want die now you want. So that means you not take other people them go. So that means your family go they alive, carry your name on. If anybody die before people they want to pick them up, me they make sure that say they wear their gloves and wear and if possible get plastic bag then make clothes wear them and then just bury it. When I go use bleach, me I tell when how much when I go mix the bleach. You go mix 1 tablespoon of that way the bleach way would use them for country. Inside 1 liter of water, you shake them well. Eau de javel. When I take them, 1 tablespoon, measure 1 small tablespoon, you put that inside cup, you mix them well. You use them for the liquid where you go use them for clean surfaces for inside your house. That means even time for chop. As a day house right now with my picking them. When I be see last time where me I be the cough when I be there for TV, as I be the one talk, I start cough. So that means that when I enter inside my house right now, my picking they can't stand up for far away. They salute me. Mommy, you don't come back, they go them away. When time reach for we for chop, me I dey go chop. I leave, I go me away. Them two chop. That means say all we know is sit down again together, chop like family as we be do.
So you mean say
We
you
know
mean
say-
say you mean say it be possible say when I be inside house, one person may get them and other people will not catch them.
It be very possible if we not practice safe distance, hand washing, okay, cleanliness. Cover your nose when you walk around. Keep that person stay for your own room. It's very possible. Now, exactly thing what we do right now for these housing sites that we are digital now. We get in one house like 30-something people. Inside that one house, we get several rooms. People where they is sick, we put them for one room together.
Okay.
We continue for monitor them. As we monitor them too stay only inside that room. When their fever go down, their cough down resolve. After 3 days where they don't get symptom, we bring them out. Where no get fever, they no get that temperature and the temperature what they tell you now. Fever of less than 100.4. I don't know how much that one be for centigrade. Okay, but 104 degree temperature, 102 like 39, 104 will be like 39, 40 degrees centigrade for country.
But
So
you know, so right now around this time is beginning to get cold for country because I think rain they travel come now, not so.
Yes, rain don't begin come, so place go cold.
Right.
We know say that flu symptoms we call on any man they get that kata now for dry season when place dry. So
Right.
say if you get kata symptoms, try for treatment. Okay, before affect. If you start cough, when kata comes so now for your nose it day. You did feel how when you do cough it come now for your nose. When you start feel kata way there inside your lungs, when you do feel you do cough for down there. Now time that we go check a doctor.
So you talk about Los Angeles County releasing 1,000 prisoners. I think also in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, they also release all their prisoners. But for La République du Cameroon, they have thousands. I mean, you know how crowded that they are prison them for Yaoundé, Douala, Boya, Bamenda, how them the place where it's supposed to contain 50 people, they have like 300 people inside. Wait, if you, I want you like a doctor, like a nurse practitioner, for look at that your camera, make an appeal for that government for Yaoundé, say, make them show themselves, present themselves as a government that cares for release. Make an appeal, a humanitarian appeal as a doctor. Tell them what you are seeing in prisons there in Los Angeles. Make an appeal to them to release those people they have in their prisons, because it will be catastrophe if that thing should take place in any of those prisons.
When I think all the time first of this fact, say they lock people up. If you don't bring my charger from my room, the phone, this is going to die.
It's okay.
Okay, I just connected. All right, I'm back on.
All right.
Okay. When I, first of all, just in my heart, say the first reason why they lock up these people are just because of freedom of speech. Say they know if you express themselves. When you see all this white man country where they run, come sit down for day. Now because the people that they express their ideas, and then they use the ideas, they grow. May we not know for country, government for La République, no we not sabi say, now we grow this, now foreigners, they develop this country. Foreigners, I mean who people, including you, when a Cameroon people, them where they come out for them with Ambazonia people, the way they did this country. The intellectuals, where they bring them for here, now they develop this country. If you be talk say, now so American people, in no go well. So that means say, we don't come all the country can't sit down for here because still know the worker for that government for day. Right now, we get another of intellectuals where we don't lock them up for jail. These people, now people, then where they supposed for the develop the community where we did it. As human beings, already with the war where they go on, all young men, women, them with belly, they die for no good reason. Government for La Republique. When I leave those people for jail, it means say now another humanitarian issue where when I go face up for when I hands. Because if that virus enter for them, all those people them, I promise you, they go die. The humanitarian issue where when I go get them for when I hands, it go even worse past that one, and where I know if you even compare them for way to where it happen. If you see American government now them be they are just in the whole world where they lock up people. If you see they don't start to release people now because they know they get hurt. They get hurt.
Right.
So please, Cameroon government, La Republique government, we there with the beguna. Me when I help me when I release all the prisoners where they did jail. Me they come out. If man know they will kill somebody, please, when I leave me come out before he die for jail for coronavirus.
Thank you. And actually, we don't hear allegations. That's still rumor. We don't know whether it be true or not. But since last week we start for the year, say people they don't contract the virus already for Condengate. That one again will not fit. We don't know whether it's true thing or not. But we will find out. But thank you for that appeal. Thank you for that appeal. I think this government gets for start think above politics, above immediate gains, and think about the lives of people and where them hold them for that place, for those prisons. I will see country where it get a prison population like La Republique du Cameroon, not even America. In America, people go to jail because they broke law. For La Republique du Cameroon, people go to jail because they curse the president. They curse Paul Atanganji. They curse Rene Sadi. They curse. I have never seen a damn country like that one. People go to jail for expressing their minds.
It's been an unfortunate situation for really. It be a very, very unfortunate situation. We black people, we need to take care of each other. La Republique, if you look your skin color, you look the skin color of that man where you put him for jail, it's no different from your brother or from your sister. It's no different from your mommy, no different from your papa or from you self where you did lock him for jail. I beg una go get a serious problem for una hands if una no release all those prisoners.
Even we are learning that Human Rights Watch is appealing to them to release the prisoners. The unfortunate thing be said tomorrow, maybe after this program may be over, you go hear them go come over television, pass announcement, say them the free so number of prisoners, and now look at those number of prisoners. Maybe people who have never been to jail, they just put a funny list out there and prisoners don't come out. Doctor, thank you very, very much for coming on. I don't know whether you still have some more time, but I want everybody where they watch may understand I get a very important announcement, a very, very important announcement concerning this ceasefire where we're done the year. I will come back and talk about it, about the ceasefire where when I done the year in the past days. I have an important announcement at the bottom of the program about it. So, Doctor, I don't know whether if you still have a little more time to wait, so I bring in Vice President Dr. Abongwa and Dr. Tita before I come back to you. Do you still have time?
I have some time. I'll wait for a second.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I won't be long with them. I will come back with you. When I come back with you, I will open the phone lines, take some questions for all of you to come in there and intervene. I will ask the Vice President, if you can hear me, please, if you can get on your camera, that would be great. And Dr. Tita, get on your camera. Get on your camera. Dr. Tita, Dr. Tita, can you hear me, please?
Yes, Secretary Chris, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Thank you for joining the broadcast all the way from the state of Florida. I will ask the Vice President if you can move a little bit to your right, please. You are out of camera there. Move a little bit to your right, the Vice President. A little more to your right, please. Perfect. A little more, please, a little more. Okay, Dr. Tita, please. Perfect, Vice President, that is great. Dr. Tita, please, again, it's a privilege to have you and have Dr. Abongwa here. Dr. Abongwa is in Italy, where a lot, I think after China, Italy is the second most affected country in this pandemic. Dr. Abongwa, I guess you have a lot that you can share with Ambazonians as far as this virus thing is concerned. I will give you an open mic to just come in and tell us what you are seeing in Italy and what you think Ambazonians can benefit from what you are seeing there in Italy. Dr. Abongwa, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Secretary Chris. It's a pleasure to be on our national broadcasting platform. I extend greetings to our Amazonian citizens in the diaspora and especially in San Zero. 21 gun salute to our Amazonian Restoration Forces. Yeah, Secretary Chris, greetings to the other panelists, Dr. Tita and Mamanka. That was a very, very practical presentation from her. Now, the threat of this coronavirus pandemic should really be considered real. We here in Italy, you would have realized, even though the first cases that were diagnosed came about a couple of months after we had the incident in Wuhan, the figures in terms of the epidemiological incidents have virtually outright those from China. China is running with figures close to 82,000 cases, whereas here in Italy we've got about 92,000 cases. You realize the United States is working with figures around close to 103. Now, why is it important for us to appreciate these figures before I come to the Italian situation? When we look at the evolution from the onset, it brings us to what might have possibly, even the scientific world still has some skepticism on the enigmatic spread of this COVID-19 pandemic. Could this be as a result of delayed implementation of the preventive measures? Could it be as a result of lack of adequate assistance to the patients? This might explain why we have these figures. Now, I try to share some figures with you. Maybe you didn't see them, Secretary Chris. I would have loved to get those figures there, because I want that in such a presentation, what we should be giving to our people should be those practical guides that can be implemented using or considering our local setting. But I still believe that educating our people on what this disease is will really assist them to understand better how to protect themselves. You know, we say when you know why you are doing something, you are obliged or you just find yourself spontaneous doing it appropriately. Yeah, I saw you were trying to put up one of the. Maybe that's not. It was a graph with a table with some figures, Secretary Chris. Well, without much ado, while you're trying to just if you can check, I sent it to you a couple of. Now, the other thing that we should consider here is the late diagnosis. Late diagnosis might have accounted because when we see the number of cases that have been diagnosed in Italy with respect to the death, the number of death cases, it takes us to about 10%. But when you go into the context of Wuhan, those percentages are very, very low. Now we are talking about two countries with, I would say, booming economy where we cannot say the lack of resources could justify the increase in the death rate. This takes us to the existence, yes, as I said, of a good number of aspects. Maybe you put on the first draft, which was sent for the.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I would really appreciate that.
Unfortunately, when I get it on the screen, it interrupts your audio. It ceases your audio. We can no longer hear you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So just go ahead.
All right. Then I'll just try to go ahead with the figures I have in mind. Now, coming to the containment, you see when we come up with the freezing of the borders and the internal restrictions, they might look very rigid. But this only happens to those who have not materialized the intensity of the threat we are facing. In the Italian context, we have about 0.15% of those who are affected that don't make it. These are very important figures.
How many that are infected don't make it?
Now, about 10% of those who contract the viral infection, even despite the treatment, the level of the intensive care unit, they still don't make it. That's a very big number. Then, with respect to the total population, we have about 0.15% of the population. Maybe, Secretary, this is what I sent you. I don't know if it's a bit.
Okay, we can see
I just
it
want
partially.
to align.
We can see it partially. I will see USA 330. What does 330 stands for?
All right, I get you. 300, that's the population.
The population of the US, okay?
Yeah, maybe I the other
And
way.
then I also see COVID.
All right.
I see COVID 103, correct? Those are contracted.
Yeah, that's the total number of perfect. Then if you go through, you see there that you have the percentage of the population that has contracted the viral infection is 0.03, right?
Right.
Then that's in red. Maybe it's not visible enough. You see here that the death rate.
I can see. I believe.
Yes, the death rate. That's the percentage of those who contract amongst those who contract this illness. What percentage, of these people don't respond to the treatment despite the application of the respiratory machines at the intensive care unit. That's 1%.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'll leave it at that, and I'll just try to take you off the figures in Italy so that you get the comparisons I'm trying to make.
Right.
Now in Italy, you've got about a population of 60 million.
Yeah.
And the total number of cases, COVID plus, which you see up there, there are 92,000.
In fact, I was watching
the percentage.
I was watching television today, and those figures have actually changed. I think America was reporting 145,000.
About 4 hours back.
Right. There you go.
About 4 hours back, because Italy now should be at around 97.
Okay.
All right.
Now
so
let's do this. Let's do this. You have those figures in developed societies that at least know what prevention. They at least know what prevention is all about. They have the best doctors, the best pharmacists, the best hospitals, clinics that you can imagine, and the rate of infection keeps on just getting that high. What are the chances for our own people if these things should start skyrocketing in Amazonia? Where do people run to? What do people do?
Yeah, Secretary Chris, you will see what you are trying to put out there is what I really reflected on before passing this message. There were two aspects. There is the conception of why does the COVID-19 infection get to a point in which it is no more responsive to treatment. I don't know if you remember the graphic I sent to you, which I just want our televiewers to take a look at it. Let's try to get. All right. Do you see this?
It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Unfortunately, I thought I could have it on the screen, but the technicalities to have it on the screen and have it.
There's no problem. I think I can try to explain it.
Yeah, go ahead and explain.
There's no problem. I think I can try to explain it. Yeah, thank you. Now, what we should consider here, we have three specific windows through which this COVID-19 gets into the human body. Now, the virus itself lives in our cells. Now, what are the three entrance points? If you try to close your nose at your mouth and you take a hard breath, you realize that there's a bit of air coming out around your eyes. So there's a duct that connects your eyes into your nostrils and then down to your throat. Now, the three main entrance points are the mucous membranes of your eyes, your nostrils, and your mouth.
Okay.
I would want us to consider a tube connected to a balloon, right? Where you have that balloon that should be inflating and deflating itself. Now, in our normal physiological condition, what surrounds this balloon is water. Let's just consider a liquid around it that moistens our lungs so that they move smoothly. When you have the COVID infection, and let me take a step back, let's not come into conflict with the flu, the COVID infection, because these are two distinct infections. Now, both infections have the same entrance point, the three, the eyes, nostrils, and mouth. What changes is the final destination of these two viruses. And you get why I'm getting to this point when we come to talking about doing an accurate diagnosis. Which, of course, we already saw that we are crippling with resources to get the kits to undertake the diagnosis. Now, both viruses get through these three channels, and then they go down your throat, through your tracheal and bronchioles, and then they get into your alveoli. Let's say they get into this pump, which I told you, right? The flu virus remains in this form. And
Okay.
its reaction, when the organism reacts to it, it remains inside this respiratory tract. That is why the first distinction you make with the symptoms is you say when you have flu, you have a wet cough because you are coughing from inside
Okay.
that respiratory system. What is very dangerous about the point of incubation of the COVID-19 virus is that it stays outside where I said there was liquid, outside your lungs. Let's just put it that way so that we can understand ourselves better. So what happens is you can imagine the external part of this balloon undergoing three transformations. The first transformation is instead of having liquid around it, you have a substance that is more dense, let's say fat. So you can imagine that a lung will be having difficulties to expand, right?
Yeah.
When this illness prolongs, and this takes up to your question, delayed diagnosis. When this illness prolongs, what surrounds the lung is no more water, is no more pap, it's something, let's call it, it's cement. So you can imagine that everything collapses. That is
Yeah.
why at the late stage of the diagnosis, even when these patients are being put under the respiratory machine, you no more have enough, the lungs are no more elastic to breathe.
Yeah.
So the two concepts which people should keep here is distinguishing the symptoms based on where the final destination of the virus is. In one case, the virus remains in this respiratory tract, the air tract, so you can have wet cough. In the other case, which is the virus, in fact, for the scientists, you say it's an interstitial illness because it is around the lungs. That is why we precise that with the COVID-19, the three diagnostic points that we should be looking at are the dry cough. Dry cough is very important to specify that. Just like the temperature which Manka explained here, a temperature of 38, these are the precise characteristics. A temperature of 38 degrees Celsius using either your normal thermometer put through your armpit or using the digital thermometer on your phone. Then the third symptom which you can use to assist get at least a suspect of the diagnosis is your respiratory, the level of respiratory distress, the difficulties you get in breathing. So based on what I explained earlier, you can now understand that as the disease, as you have the progression of the disease, your lungs are having that difficulties in expanding, so you receive less oxygen. That's why immediately you undertake the normal activities which you do during the day, you already develop fatigue. Those are the three symptoms, and the explanation comes from this diagram which I shared to you. You asked about the importance of prevention. Before I go into prevention, Secretary, I would say education as what we are doing now. To understand why you die is very important. And educating our people on this COVID-19 also takes us to you remember the graph which you formerly showed here.
Yeah.
We are conscious of the resources we have at our disposal to face this crisis. So when you consider the pathway of the management of the COVID-19 disease, you have four specific aspects which are tried to precise with this graph, which might not be good to answer your question better.
Okay. Yeah.
That might still not be very visible, but let me just give you the concept in very simple words so that our people can understand. When you are managing a crisis, based on the resources you have at your disposal, to render that management effective, you must ensure that the cost of healing is very low with respect to whatever strategies you put in place. Now, there are four aspects which we consider: education, prevention, diagnosis and treatment. When I'll just give it with numeric examples so that we understand ourselves, Secretary Chris. Now, for us to educate our people on why they should prevent themselves, it can assist us to save, let's say, 100 lives using what? Almost no resources, right? We just need to make the calls, talk with them, what we've understood and we explain to them. When you go into implementing the preventive measures, if we use $1 to do the education, we would use, I would say, $5, let me put it that way, to do the prevention and save the same number of lives, 100. When this illness progresses and you have to undertake diagnosis, the resources that are required are higher. So in this case, and it is not higher, it does not follow a linear trend. It is exponentially high. You see, we move from $1 to $5. In this case, we move to about $100,000. Let me put it that way so that we understand ourselves. When you go to the terminal phases where you have to start treating the patient, what you engage is about $1 million. Why do we say this now? This brings us to the importance for us to use the basic tools we have at our disposal, which is educating our people through these audiovisual releases which we make, and of course, trying to explain to our people what are the affordable preventive measures and the containment measures that should be implemented. So we should limit ourselves to, the conventional. I saw Manka did a very brilliant presentation. Now, to answer your question, despite the fact that these European countries are have a very booming economy, why do they get themselves into this late treatment and, of course, the catastrophic situation which we are undergoing now? That is where we should consider this threat important and, of course, try to simplify and use the locally made preventive measures which we can implement. So when we go, for example, talking about the mask, we should not educate our people telling them go buy the mask. It is very simple. What is important in the mask is that it succeeds to trap at least 95% of what is transformed into aerosol. That's when you cough, what splashes out into those tiny droplets. That's the essence of using the mask, to trap it. And you should understand that the distance which you can, get that spread is about 2 meters. That's why you have this social distancing limitation of at least 2 meters.
That is very
now, in this case, what we should be educating our people is for them, they can use anything, Secretary Chris. Now, you just take a piece of cloth. If you open your palms and you take 2 measurements, that takes you from your nostrils to your ear.
Yeah.
You cut two measurements by 1. A cloth, it should be cotton. A cotton cloth, you fold it, cut the upper part, and you feed it on your ear.
And that is very important for our people to know that, because if America can't find masks, if Europe can't find masks, I wonder how terrible it may be for Ground Zero. They won't find in a few days or weeks. I don't think if you go to the inner market now, pharmacy now, you will find a mask anywhere on Ground Zero. So what you are saying is very important. Not just a ready-made mask is important, but anything they can make to cover their nose. That's what you are saying, right?
You're very, very correct, Secretary Chris. What I want to precise when we pass them this message is not only, the affordable, but to ensure that it is adequate. Like when I said they should use cotton, that's very important because it traps at least 95% of those particles. The second characteristic, when they create those masks, it's simple. You just need to take any glass object and you breathe on it wearing the mask. If it creates any vapor around it, then it means that mask is not efficient. So you can use another cloth, even an inner wear, a wrapper, anything. That's what they should use.
All
Very
right.
cost effective.
All right. Time,
Then,
we are running
yes,
running out of time really fast. Let me have Dr. Tita chip in a few things in the preventive area. Then I will bring in Manka and then open the phones for a few questions. And after that, I have a very important statement to put out there. Not about the coronavirus, but about this ceasefire that we learned about the other day. So please don't go away. Stay put and continue hitting your share button for those of you watching by way of Facebook. So Dr. Tita, please, I will bring you in now to chip in something in the area of the preventive. Please, what would you be suggesting? I saw you wearing a mask. Again, we cannot say this enough, emphasize the preventive measures enough. What are you suggesting?
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, for creating the time to come on this show today. I think that greetings to our fellow brothers and sisters in Ground Zero, Ground One, in the prisons, Europe, every part of the world that you are currently watching this show. We appreciate you coming. For now, everybody probably should be informed or should be aware that this is very serious. And we've decided to create the time to inform our people. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President, for putting out so much of the detailed information. I just wanted to add, as far as the breeding is concerned, for anyone at home that is experiencing any breeding issue, normal breeding rate should range between 15 to 20 breaths per minute. So like if you feel yourself, you breathe in, you take in the air and you breathe out. So it should be between 16 to 20 breaths per minute. So if any breathing, like if you have challenges breathing, like you breathe less than 12, you know that there is a problem. So that's how you can test yourself to see if there's you have a problem with breathing or not. So if you have less than 12 breaths per minute, you need to call the doctor or check up with the nearest healthcare practitioner. And also any breathing more than 25. So just in case you are anxious or you develop anxiety or something like that, that is a call for concern that you have to contact your doctor as well. But yes, I think that our people shouldn't be afraid. Yes, this virus is dangerous. We are monitoring the situation. Like I said in our last outing that President Sako did instruct the Department of Health and Social Service to create the coronavirus task team that is currently monitoring the situation on the ground. President Sako has also issued an executive order a couple of days ago for the lockdown to get into effect. That was yesterday. That executive order came out yesterday for the lockdown to go into effect April 1st. This is to prevent. This is one of the best preventive methods that you could ever have, is to lock down to prevent anyone with this virus to coming into our territory. I think that's the best thing that we can do, because going to seeing how it's killing other people in other countries, there's no way we can relent on this issue. Please follow the instructions that the president just put out there. Everyone needs to stay home, because we don't want anyone to pick up this virus anywhere in our territory. But so far we are good. We're blessed that no one has been reported with this virus right as of yet, so we can prevent it from coming into our territory. So please follow all of that instructions, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tita. I don't know what the problem is with your camera. Your voice doesn't seem to be synchronizing with your video, at least at my end here. But thank you for that. Let me now open the phone lines and get 1, 2, or 3 questions, and also I'll bring back again Dr. Manka to any of you can take the question. So ladies and gentlemen, now if you have the phone line out there, you can go ahead and make your call. And again, your call has to be around this coronavirus subject. No call, ask questions for any other area. Your question must be related for this coronavirus thing. So you can go ahead and call if you have the phone line, the phone number with you. Okay, I take the first question here, I guess. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. Is this Amber TV?
This is Amber TV, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
I'm calling from Ethiopia. This is Mr. Temken.
Oh, wonderful. Calling from Ethiopia, watching on ABC on your phone, on your computer, or on television, sir?
On television, we always do.
Oh, wonderful. Great to know that ABC is being watched in Ethiopia. Thanks for calling. What is the question, sir, or the comment?
I just want to make this comment. I wanted you to bring to our attention, to the attention of our people, the fact that there are so many implications of this coronavirus. Those who have it, they need ambulances, they need beds, they need air conditioners, they need isolation facilities. We don't have any of this. The few health facilities that we had have been burned down by La République du Cameroon. So it is absolutely important for our people to understand that we have no other help but to rely on ourselves. If anybody contracts this disease in our territory and it starts spreading, La République will only be too happy to let us die. So we must do everything to protect our people from being affected by this illness. It is absolutely important. So they should understand why we are calling a lockdown. They should know that we want them to help us to protect our people. It is for our own sake. Everybody must understand the basic reason for this lockdown. We want to protect that disease from crossing over into our territory and creating havoc. Because if it crosses over, I'm afraid there will be no help for us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Because countries are unable to cope with it.
Thank you. I think we can't emphasize that point enough, Dr. Manka. If this thing affects our people, I can tell you there will be jubilation, celebration across the Mongo, because a lot of people will just use the opportunity to make sure that as many as possible of our people die. Because what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
That is so true, Secretary Chris and the Speaker. Thank you for that enlightenment. Everybody needs to understand. We in the developed countries who have all kinds of resources are unable to control this illness. You can see governors on the television crying and begging for medical equipment, something I never in my wildest imagination would have thought that the US will be in desperate of equipment to take care of its people. Please, people are being infected in one day in the thousands. I can imagine the devastation that will take place with us. That's why at the beginning I told you, I am my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper, my mother's keeper, the dad's keeper, and all of you at home are the same. That means that we have to keep away from each other. If you feel any symptoms, isolate yourself from each other. If you travel from the Mongo and come back, please isolate yourself for 14 days when you don't have any symptoms before you start interacting, even in your own household. Don't take the people who are alive with you. We need to go back to caring for human life and for ourselves like we used to before we started associating with La République people. We cared for each other. We had facilities. Now they have all been touched down.
Thank you.
It is time.
Thank you.
We the rules and take care of ourselves.
All right, thank you. Let me get to the next caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from, please?
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bamenda, Mezam County.
Okay, thank you. So you have light. Are you watching on television or phone or computer?
On television, we have lights.
Good, good. So what is your question, ma'am?
Yes, I just want to tell you that I'm so grateful with what you have just said this evening. It has really been our cry to shut down Ambazonia. And what you have just done is we are happy. And then I just want to ask a question to Madam Manka.
Okay.
I want to find out if somebody has the virus and has received treatment and is recovered from the infection, is it possible that the person can have pick the virus again? That's my question.
Okay, that's a great question. Dr. Manka, please. Thanks for calling.
Thank you for that question. You can't get reinfected. Okay, that's a very, very good question. You can't get reinfected. But what we are saying is because the virus
are you saying they can or cannot?
They can.
Okay.
Because the virus mutates. It does mutate. So you can pick up another form of it. But right now, there are antibodies. When you have the virus, you develop an antibody to the virus. So that means that if that same virus comes back to attack you, you have those antibodies that will now be produced in mass quantity, and they will fight the infection. But if your immune system is already weak from the previous virus, it might still lead to a serious illness. So that means that you have to continue to practice the same infection control procedures that we have already explained. When you do have the virus, you develop antibodies. The antibodies will fight the infection. But you know that when you have the virus, your immune system is weakened. And so you might not be able to fight it well. So you need to continue to do infection control as usual.
All right. So prevention would have to continue even after one is declared free of the virus.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Let me get to the next caller. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
My name is King Peking. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay. What is your contribution or the question, sir?
Yes, sir. I want to thank the team, your powerful team, our Vice President and the Secretary for HSS for the good job, and the doctor who was just speaking now.
Thank you.
My question is, my advice, so it's not a question, it's an advice to our people on ground zero. First of all, I want to tell them that this illness is a very powerful illness, and that they should not take it for a joke, take it for granted. And that if everybody is going out at his risk, because the last caller who called from Ethiopia said, we don't have anything because the Republic has destroyed everything and they will care less if we fall ill.
Right.
And permit me, sir, let me talk. If you give me the chance, I want to talk to my people right from the Donga Matum County in the local dialect so they can hear.
1 minute, sir. One minute.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yabe yembo mchikula kirba yembe. Melo chandu janandu chanmi television janjo wi. Iya chine beyo yo china ojiri ngam olor yang ha ter chine yune yang na changir gorse. Melane chune amdabo yifadu mwaka yifadu chorka chune mimdabe mwefa kupsi mbo mweka okadum kwe ngigo war kwe kuchwa mindabe mwefadu mkwe abdi modu chu lane yibashi na bega nyo yang hai ba yang tatapsio yang koroja na yiba yang koroja yi changir kini wisi me walo jo uri yam lumji kowre wa mo yim binaki yam lumji kowre kula amala problem abipsi singo wato chiswa suto njiu and be suto ka so lo nimfeo chuti dam dam kini we very amu keep picking from England. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that. I hope that your people in Ndonga Mantung heard you. Thanks for the call, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I will take one more question, and we call that off because of time. I hope this is ground zero. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you turn down your TV set? Can you turn down your TV set and focus on the phone, please?
Yeah, I'm off. Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from? I know you are calling from ground zero. Where are you calling from on ground zero?
From Mezam country.
Okay. Tell us what is the question or the contribution you have.
To express our joy for the decision that the interim government has taken concerning the lockdown. It has been our cry for all this time. Thank you very much. It's going to help us control this COVID-19. We want to find out from you, Secretary Chris, and the panelists, what about the question of private offices like banks and the other para-public offices? Are they going also to be closed?
That is a very good question. Thanks for that, and thanks for the call. Why I answer your question and the panel too. The decision that the interim government has taken as far as General Assembly, the rule is not more than 10. Is it 10 or 20? You know, one of those. I think it's 10.
20.
20, okay.
20,
VP. So 20. What I have seen, especially here in the US, I have seen what some shops are doing. They will station one person at the door just to stay there and open the doors for those going in and out, so that nobody would have to contract or touch the door trying to open it. So maybe banks can do the same thing. They can develop a system where they say not more than 5 people in the bank at a moment. They can coordinate that and it will work very well. Banks should be very much easy for them to, it should be very much easy for the banks to coordinate that. VP, add what you can add there, please.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary Chris. I would just want to link it exclusively to the health-related aspect of it. Let's just try to get the message of why this distance of 2 meters is important to prevent the outspread of this disease, and why public gatherings are prohibited. Now, I think I already talked on the reasons related to these 2 meters. When you talk the maximum distance of spread of the aerosol that comes out from that cough is about 2 meters. Then, with respect to social gatherings, like even when we call the shutdown and we see even an empty field, why are we still discouraging you from going out and we still stay home? You should be aware of the fact that the coronavirus stays in the air at environmental temperature for 8 hours. So what happens is, even if you find yourself in an empty field and somebody who is infected passed there 8 hours back and forth, that creates a sort of an isolation of a halo, a cloud of the virus there. You come there, you don't see any person, you transit that area and you get infected. So if we understand these 2 modalities of transmission, it goes to explain to us directly the reasons why we should avoid that 2 meters contact and why we should avoid, public spaces, even if you don't have anybody there, because you don't know who transited or passed there 8 hours back. So that's how I can answer it for now.
Okay, Dr. Tita, please, your last word there.
Yes, but I think to that caller, I think the bank still stays as essential services, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Vice President. Yes. So I think that maybe the banks will.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned in the release, in the order. I think banks were mentioned as an exception.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, thank you very much, Secretary Chris, again once more. I hope the sound quality is okay now.
No, there is
I don't know
something
what is.
wrong. There is. It appears. Did you change your camera?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, next time we would
Nothing.
have to re-verify because your voice is not synchronizing with your photo. But go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Thank you once more again. If I want to say one last thing to our people is for them to stay calm. We're currently monitoring the situation. We talk to practitioners on the ground that are monitoring the situation. So have no worry. The HSS is available. If you check out the president release, the executive order the president signed the other day, the phone numbers that you can call us. Call us anytime, and we will get in touch with the doctors on the ground that could come in whenever you need help. If you need help and you're somewhere that you cannot find yourself, you cannot rush to the doctor or to the hospital, please call us. And the HSS will always be there to attend to any questions that you may or doubts that you may have. So right now we're still safe. But before I close this evening, I really want to plead on the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and all the international humanitarian organizations to put pressure on French Cameroon to release all of our people in prison. The rate at which this virus is spreading right now, we cannot afford it for anyone in there in the prisons to contract this virus, because there will be no time for everyone to have it. So please, again, to the international communities or international humanitarian group, please put some pressure on French Cameroon to release all of our people that are detained. Thank you very much, Secretary Chris.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Let me now turn to Dr. Manka to give us her last statement before we call it a segment. Doctor, please go ahead, please, and give your last advice to our people.
Nurse practitioner Manka.
Nurse practitioner, you are a doctor. A nurse practitioner is equally a doctor. Go ahead.
There is one thing I would like to say again. I'm a very person at home. When you guys are going to bed, I know people share beds in Cameroon and in most developing countries, and so you are going to sleep, your face facing the other side of the bed, and the other person should face the other side of the bed, so that you guys don't breathe on and receive each other's air.
Even husband and wife.
Last thing I want to say, sleep on opposite sides of the bed.
Even husband and wife.
That is
that one hurts more. That one go hurts more now. You know the one. You know the other part in a blanket now.
That one is you guys have to decide. But the other thing I want to say is this: be my brother and my sister's keeper, my father's keeper, my mother's keeper, my family's keeper. Take care of them. Thank you. That's all I have to say, Secretary Chris. The volume is off. Volume is off. Can't hear you.
Your audio is
So again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be just one more when I see those headlines for the Guardian Post. It don't be a long time since La République du Cameroon start pay the Guardian Post. It start pay the Guardian Post for the right against this struggle. You see a headline where Guardian Post a right barbaric. That headline be published after some Rook Atanganji boys, they be see them for ballet. They torture some women. Now, you would think, say, when they roast people for ballet, when La République du Cameroon, them roast people, them inside ballet, as they be roasted, the Guardian Post, it will do the same thing. No, the Guardian Post, it not be do the same thing. Because they will not say if they put the same heading, out there, La République du Cameroon, of course, it will be against La République du Cameroon. The point it be say, the Guardian Post, La République du Cameroon, it don't buy over the newspaper for they use them for the right stories, slant stories, spin stories against this revolution. Only about 1 month ago, we all see the attacks where it will take place for Ngabu. The Guardian Post, when are the only daily newspaper for that country, it not write any, it not give them a cover story. The story where they may write about Ngabu, they will take and box some for some small corner for their newspaper. And then for the whole cover was empty. Them choose for advertise MTN than for talk about the people that were La République du Cameroon, they massacre them, they kill them for Ngabu. The Guardian Post, it continued for the talk thing that were this revolution, where not happen inside this revolution. With it warn the Guardian Post. If the Guardian Post is not stand up for start being fair and balanced reporting news as it be, we will take a decision from this interim government one of these days to ban it. We're not banning it, but we deter them. We deter them and we deter Ambazonians, every Ambazonian on ground zero. From today going on, maybe when I know say the Guardian Post be owned and be managed by La République du Cameroon. When I know that young man where it should run for they say na ye owner. We know, I mean we in this interim government, we know of many times where the owner of the Guardian Post, it don't be paid by the CPDM to come to America, go for Europe, do stories for the CPDM, for the government. That is why they be very imbalanced. All things where them the report, all things where them the right, now to favor the government of La République du Cameroon. Even when La République du Cameroon, they continue for the key, their own people, they cover it up. They cover it up because now money for La République du Cameroon, and they make the paper that come out every day. Now, again, I know if it emphasizes enough, Ambazonians, I tell you now, no, they waste your 400 francs for patronize the Guardian Post. Them no day for this struggle. Them no stand for this struggle. Them no they support this struggle. Now, Francophone paper, no mind say a day in English. Now, La République du Cameroon, it own the newspaper. When you see them for kiosk, when you see them for vendor, no say, now enablers against this revolution. The Guardian Post. And if the Guardian Post, this message nana for them, if them go continue for the right with the right against this struggle, against this revolution, the next thing we go do, it not will only be for ban them. Well, we ask that our restoration forces, they will begin to confiscate every copy they see anywhere on ground zero. But we don't want to do that now. And the population know how many times I don't call I talk with him over this issue. They not do anything because after all for them, na money matter. But you know how many times I don't talk with you about this issue. If they continue, we will make sure that the Guardian post does not exist in Ambazonia. That is, again, if they continue their slant reporting. All right. So, fellow Ambazonians, thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in today. It's been a long day. I hope that you got the message. And Ambazonia, you have to stay safe. We will continue to come to you, if possible, on a daily basis. And I mean other panelists. They will continue to come to you on a daily basis for give you updates and more sensitization as this virus continue for ravage the entire world. Please, we want to not see this thing where I don't talk for here about this virus. No be punishment. It no be punishment. This is not punishment. Again, now for all una safety, all una protection. When I stay home, the best place for be for places like village. Now a great place for be. Well, if you just stay around you and your family, not go anywhere, because for villages people they stay apart from each other. But inside the city, people that work a lot. For America, in an inside house we there. Now for inside house we there. Cure no day, vaccine no day. Somebody come say they vaccinate you. No say na lie, they want kill you. And make we not agree. Make this thing cross the border from La Republic come into our territory. Because as the caller be talk, La Republic they look for that opportunity for kill Ambazonians in their thousands, for kill our young people in their thousands. They will take the pretext, say treatment no day, vaccine no day, nothing no day, for allow everybody to die. They will not agree. So if you want to see anybody, they cross border to Douala, to Bamenda, to Bafoussam and Bunda, una no say that one a traitor. No bus, no transportation, no taxi, only Okada if you travel, if you drive, and that Okada if you only carry one person at a time. All right. Again, I want to thank Una so very much for staying put. Thank you very much for staying put. I hope to be back. Again, I get a very, very, very powerful interview with Kadina Tumi that will be coming up very, very soon. One of these days, it could be tomorrow, it could be the next day, but it will be a surprise. So please stay tuned, and God bless you all. Good night.
hear me. We are no fools on the hill. My people are no fools on the hill. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's hands, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we wanna know who owns the land. I wanna know who owns the land. Aslan, hey, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan, Papa Aslan. We must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. I said, so what you want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Papa Slam. Now listen to the history. We've been here since creation. We've been here since creation. What else do I know? Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and seas. Since the time of men and things. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. And then look through my purpose land. Purpose land. Oh! Okay now. Now I want to talk to my people. Iradanira oh, Ewolo. Yeah, Iradanira oh, Ewolo. Now we are the crossroads. On the